Welcome to the Idaho Business Podcast, the only Idaho podcast focused on providing profits for Idaho people. If you love our state and love small business, you are in the right place. We interview local legends, learn business, and have way too much fun doing it. You're listening to the Idaho Business Podcast with your friend, host, and all-around great guy and owner of New Clean Commercial Cleaning, Spencer Ward.
All right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Idaho Business Podcast. I hope you're having a fantastic week. As always, we're sponsored by Sensations. These guys are located in Twin Falls and Pocatello, Idaho. They just provide a remarkable services. They'll tan you, they'll massage you, they'll give you your mani-pedi. They also have these, red light therapies and cocoon wellness treatments that are amazing. And if you go to the idahobusinesspodcast.com/sensations, or just go to the website and click on their logo, but they're sponsors, it'll bring you into their offer. And if you mention us as you sign up for a treatment with them, you will get a free cocoon wellness treatment for free, or a red light therapy for free. And you guys pick what you want. You get all that just for mentioning you heard about them on the podcast. So there you go, guys. Go get your stress relievers on, and you can go onto our website and find out exactly what each one of those have that will benefit you in your life. I don't know about the rest of you, but it hasn't been just a little pleasure cruise this year of employees. If you can find them, maybe they're not as good as what you usually are used to. And if you can't find them, you're trying to find them. So when things happen, though, like once you've hired some employees and they've been with you and they understand your core values, which you should have core values by now. You've listened to me and my voice enough. You need to have your own core values for you and your company, for you and your team, whatever it is. Have some core values. And if you haven't done this step, go back to one of my previous episodes about how to establish core values, and it'll explain exactly how to do that. But say you have an employee, let's talk about how to have a difficult conversation with an employee. Difficult being they're constantly late, or whatever the scenario may be, that they're just not really, following the core values. They're not living up to them. So let's just take late for this conversation standpoint of it all. You sit down with this person. It's always better to do it in person, of course, so they can see your body language. Obviously, if it has to be over the phone, try to do it like a FaceTime or a Zoom or something, because it's so much better to see your face. And they can see your expressions, see that in your mannerisms, so they know it's coming from a calm, reflective place. But you sit down with this person, we'll just call her Sally, and you say, Sally's been showing up 10 minutes late, just consistently. 10 minutes late, 10 minutes late, 10 minutes late. Okay, it's time to talk. Something's got to change here. So you sit her down and say, okay, Sally, and this is something I've had to do, with some of our employees. So, and I feel like this has worked. So you can take it or leave it. This is just a free podcast to listen to. So don't be haters if you don't like this information, but I've found it very helpful. Sally, when you got here, you were attracted to our values of having fun, working it together, making money, and being honest. Those are our core values. That's how we wrote our ad. That's how you found us. That's how you were attracted to us. Is this still the case? And this is the part where you need their permission to kind of continue on. This is a good question to ask them. Is this still the case? Do you still feel this way? Do you still feel like we're a good match with core values? And if they say, yeah, I still feel like this is a good fit for me, and I definitely feel like I'm a fit to those core values. Then you move on and you say, listen, Okay, Sally, that's fantastic. But can you help me understand some things here? We start at 8 o'clock, right? That's when the your shift starts or this place opens, and it's now 8:10. How do you feel showing up late exemplifies, you know, uh, being honest or working together, or just taking one. You take one at a time. So just right now, being honest. Well, and then what you'll see happen now is, well, you'll get a rambling of excuses. Well, there was traffic. My car needed gas. I needed to put windshield wiper fluid, and I needed to do whatever whatever it was. Uh, my kid needed to be sent to daycare or something like that. Everyone has excuses, okay? And then at that point, you just stay quiet and you just respectfully say, after she's done with all of her excuses, or he, but we're talking about imaginary Sally right now, say, that's totally a great and excellent description of your morning. Now, let's go back to that question I asked you. How do you think being late exemplifies our core value of being honest? And that's where they're going to open up, hopefully, a little bit more to you. And unless it's more and more excuses, then you just continue to go back to that same question. Okay, that's great. That's a good description of what happened to you today. But let's go back to the question. How do you think it exemplifies living this core value of being honest? And finally, it's going to get through to them, and they're going to say, well, probably not very good. And pay attention to their energy and their vibe. If they're saying, well, probably not very good, their vibe is more of a yellow on a red, yellow, green scale. Green being, let's go, we're good. Red's like, no, we're not a fit. We're yellow right now. That's the energy level that Sally's given us. So you say, okay, probably. Okay, help me understand, how is probably not good, uh, a good explanation of wow, if I can speak today, amplifying the core value of being honest. And then they'll say they should go into more detail. Like, if number one, this is what you'll see. Either they'll disqualify themselves by keeping a low energy and they'll start fighting against you. And then you'll say, okay, this is obviously kind of not a fit. You can see that. Or they'll step up and say, wow, this is, yeah, you're right. Like I did have this issue going on. I did. It's definitely not me exemplifying the core value of being honest. And then you go on to the next core value. Okay, well, help me understand how being 10 minutes late, 8:10 right now, how that helps exemplify the core value of having fun. Because I'll be honest with you right now, this conversation we're having is not fun for me. I'm sure it's not fun for you. Can you help me explain to me how this exemplifies the core value of having fun, of you being late? And then you literally just keep working down all the core values. You should have at least 4 core values. No more than 5, but at least 4. Well, excuse me, at least 3, but no more than 5. That's a good realm of core values. If you have too many more than that, then it gets diluted and it's not as powerful. So going back to that, let's go back to the vibe that she's at. You can say, listen, I get it, and I understand, like, what you're saying, and how you're feeling that about our core values is over here, but how you're acting and how you're handling things lately is way over here. And honestly, it's kind of freaking me out. So, how do we kind of move on, and work together, have fun, make money, and be honest. It's either that and like that all the time, or it's, because it can't be, all those core values when it's but dot 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 when it's convenient for me, because I'm sure everyone has the same traffic as you. I'm sure they all have, many of them all have children they have to deal with. I'm sure many of their vehicles also run on gasoline. So how are they able to make it uh, and exemplify our core values? And we're having issues here. Um, so and that's the thing too, is just keep this conversation light. And I promise you, you won't need to have this conversation at least more than once or twice. If it happens to more than twice, then you just obviously know that we're not a fit. So obviously you can't uh, do these things only when it's convenient for you, because it's what if it was on the flip side, and I was, as your employer, the payroll I've got to do and all this other stuff that you need support from me. What if I said, I'll do all that, but when it's convenient for me? See, it doesn't work that way. So obviously it's got to work that way for you, exemplifying the core values of the company. At this point going forward, like, we need to understand, like, we need to have this agreement between each other. This is how we're going to treat each other. You can expect from me that I'm always going to be honest, have fun, make more money. I'm here to make money with you, for our clients, and for myself, and to be honest. Like, that's going to be me to you. So, and can I expect the same from you? And you kind of wait for those answers, and you measure their energy levels. This is a huge one, guys, and just to see what happens. And then after the excuses, or hopefully at this point we're not getting excuses, because if we're getting excuses at this point, then we know, shoot, we're not a fit here. But then if they say, hey, if they fess up and they're like, that obviously what I'm doing is not a core values match, I will be better, this won't happen again. If you get that kind of resolution from this conversation, that's fantastic. And at that point you've had a good conversation with this person. It should not end in a huff with either of you storming off or being irritated with each other. It should just be ending in the same mild mannered conversation we started with, but you end it this way. Okay, I appreciate what you're telling me. I appreciate that you've admitted that these actions that you've been a part of aren't really exemplifying our core values. Now, what would you like to see happen? What would you like to see happen if this happens again? And this is a crucial one. You're putting them in the driver's seat. What would you like to see happen if this happens again? And then be quiet. Don't try to come up with answers for them. Be quiet and just listen, and have that moment of silence. Let them think, and let them come up with something. Okay, well, maybe you don't get as many shifts, or maybe whatever it may be. That's what you came up with. Okay, that sounds great. So that's what will be in place going forward. Now at this point, by her energy and by her answers, because we're talking about imaginary Sally right now. I'm not just going off on the gals, so don't be hating on me, gals. That she's going to be a fit, or she's not going to be a fit. And if she's going to be a fit, she's going to really level up and be a better employee for you. If she's not a fit, she'll quickly help you understand within this conversation that she's not a fit, and you're going to have to, she's going to have to walk. And that's okay. Even though, guys and gals, even though we all need employees right now, I'm telling you that our company right now probably needs at least 10 employees, maybe more, but I'll tell you why we keep running, and the way we keep on operating is because we have employees that are core value matches, and they notice when there's extra help to be had. They're the ones stepping up. They're the ones saying, hey, we got you. I'll take a few more hours. I'll take some more shifts, because we have those employees that are matches of our core values. The ones that aren't stepping up, the ones that aren't, acting like they want to help or actually helping, you can kind of understand these guys really aren't a core values match. but still being understanding that everyone has lives, everyone has families. You need to respect that as well, because some people just honestly can't. Maybe they're a single mom at a certain time during the day. They've got to be home for their children to be there. So just help be understanding of those things, and remember to judge their well, if I could think and speak today, it would be fantastic. Judge their vibe. What kind of vibe are they giving you? Are they giving you a red or a green or a yellow vibe? If they're a yellow vibe during the conversation, you want to get that up to a green. You want to have that energy level up to a green. Like, hey, you know what? I'm going to be better. I will be better. This is going to happen. That's how you want to end it. So these things have really helped me within our businesses. And I feel like employees really do appreciate it and respect these conversations, because number one, no one wants to be talked down to. They all want to be treated with respect, which they deserve that. And obviously you're trying to build a family like team within your organizations. So these kind of conversations don't begin or end with any kind of anger, because I think on anger management, I was just watching it last weekend. The quote was, "The temper is the only thing you can't get rid of by losing it." And I'm telling you, guys, that's so true. The person who loses their cool, man, it's over. So you just got to be calm and collective, and just truly try to understand why that person's actions aren't exemplifying your core values, and help them to understand with this core values talk that how they need to get back on track, or maybe this isn't a company to fit you. These are things that we need to understand as we're talking to these employees that are difficult sometimes, because every scenario you run into can be handled with a core values discussion like we just talked about. And on top of all that, I've got to go into one more sponsor here, because these guys are fantastic. Fresh Prep Pocatello. They don't just service Pocatello, but they serve from American Falls all the way up to Tidal Falls. These guys are fantastic. They're actually even in Burley, and they will prep your food. It'll be amazing food, because these guys are, they have got a background in catering. They'll make you your healthy foods, and part of having a healthy journey is having the food right there available to you really easy. We all know if you don't have the food available to us, we're just going to go fall off the wagon and go get that cheeseburger down the street. So these guys can provide that service for you. And if you go onto the website, the iknowbusinesspodcast.com/fresh prep, or just go to our website and click on their logo, they were offering you, if you sign up with them, because they can deliver your food to you, or you can pick them up at different locations throughout these different communities. If you sign up with them and enter the code Idaho Business, they will give you a free meal, and also you'll get a gift card to give to someone else for a free meal. So that's a pretty sweet deal. You get to try it, and your friend or your mom, whoever you want can try for free. That's a no risk way to try this service. These guys are fantastic to deal with. Give them a call, go on the website, and you'll find out everything you need to know right there. So as we continue back, and we come to a conclusion of this episode, love on your employees. There's always going to be an employee that does something that you're just not in love with. And some see their way out before this conversation can even happen. But the ones that are on the edge, the ones that are in the yellow, these conversations are really beneficial to have with these employees. And I'm telling you now, you're going to have a better employee, you're going to have a better culture, and you're just going to have a all around just better camaraderie within your business with these type of conversations. So I hope these things have helped. Hopefully through my stammering and muttering, you've understood some things today. But I'm telling you, this has really helped with our company. Obviously, no company is perfect, and you may say something to offend. But if you do, quickly if you see that, quickly apologize, and just continue to correct your ways and love on your employees. So until next time, guys, until next episode, go out there and just dominate the week. Have that positivity round about you. Stay away from those negative Nancy's, and go forward and just kick butt. Until next time, guys, adios.
Congratulations on spending a couple of minutes getting a little bit smarter, having some fun, and supporting the Idaho business community. If you're feeling the love, make sure to subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you are.